Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary homies, Vegeta saying what is good to all my fellow Super Saiyans, and today we have some Dragon Ball Super the manga chapter 85 leaks to look at. I think these are going to be getting some really strong reactions from a lot of the readers, myself included. I definitely have some strong feelings towards the panels that we received. I'm going to wait to go into more depth on that until we have the full chapter and I can do a legitimate review, but I do think it is worth mentioning some of the things that we are seeing right now, because I think regardless of the full context, we do have some valuable information at the moment. So we can see that the fight between Gas, Goku, Vegeta is going to be continuing, and I want to start off with the Goku vs. Gas panels, which some of them are pretty interesting. Like, for example, I really like this first panel. You can see that Gas misses his punch, whereas Goku is able to connect his punch, and I just think that this goes well for Goku's battle IQ. Granted, he is using UI Omen, which I think is rather odd that we're at this point. This is supposed to be like the climactic fight, and yet Goku's just going to UI Sign rather than going to full mastered, but hey, whatever. We get this really nice spread of him landing a kick on Gas. Again, just a really nice shot, but I don't necessarily think this does anything in terms of the story, in terms of the fight. It just looks really good. So yeah, just gonna acknowledge some cool art. Next up, we have this materialization power once again from Gas. It seems like he's making like a ball and chain, some type of crazy flail, a huge, gigantic one no less, that's trying to just crush Goku, smush him under one of his creations. But we can kind of see in the bottom corner that as Goku is flipping, he grabs a hold of the chain and then is actually able to reverse it and swing it back at Gas. So I think this is really cool. I think one of the things that we were trying to figure out at first when Gas started to show off his powers was whether or not these were like key-based weapons or if these were like truly legitimate manifestations. And so it seems that he can legitimately conjure up solid material. That or Goku's ki control is just so insane that he can grab onto these things. But I do think it is the former, that he is legitimately creating stuff, which I think plays really well into his name. You know, his name being Gas, him creating solids. I just think it's really cool in terms of states of matter. So yeah, he's going to be slamming that down on Gas himself, using his own attack against him, which is pretty cool. And then we can see that Elec's going to be pretty pissed off about this. He's kind of grabbing him by the collar, grabbing him by the throat even, being like, yo, what are you doing? How are you losing? We made this wish. You should be the strongest. Grabbing him by the head, telling him to get himself together pretty much. Not exactly sure what he's saying, but we can see that Elec is not happy about this. We can see that he did all this effort into getting the wish in. He should be the strongest. He should be the one who's winning. And now this next shot is actually pretty interesting. From what I am seeing is correct, based on the translations I saw from DBS Chronicle, what is basically going on over here is Goku's pretty much telling him, yo, take it easy, like, Gas might be able to do better next time if you let him train and get better, essentially. He's essentially telling him to lighten up on Gas and that Gas is trying his best. He's trying to essentially do what he was saying to Gas a couple of chapters ago in terms of you don't need to listen to your brother all the time. He's not looking out for your best interest. So I really like this. I think this is really cool that Goku is once again advocating for Gas. And then we can see sort of that Gas is actually going to be transforming once again in this bottom corner. Essentially, Elec basically saying there will be no next time for Gas. This is going to be Gas's final fight, and if he doesn't win here, he's essentially an absolute failure, which I think is just incredibly harsh of Elec and just shows how demonically evil Elec is. So this shot we did see a couple of days ago. There were a few people saying this might be the fusion of Elec and Gas. No, it is confirmed to be the aged up version of Gas, and essentially from my understanding, based on the things I've heard from Geekdom, from DBS Chronicle, the wish that Gas has on him right now, the one that Elec made for him, essentially what's happening is he wasn't wished to be made the strongest at that time. He's essentially getting stronger every time he's surpassed, but at the cost of aging up rather quickly. So every time he's getting surpassed by Goku and Vegeta, he's becoming stronger. And essentially the way to beat him would really just be the war of attrition. You guys just kind of keep one-upping him. We know that Saiyans with their Zenkais and everything like that, you just keep going back and forth, and eventually Gas will be so aged out that, well, his body will physically collapse and he'll die. So that's pretty much what's going on. That's what's going on with the wish, at least as far as we can tell right now. I'm sure we'll get a better explanation when the chapter comes out, and I kind of like this. I think that this is a interesting way to go about it. although I do feel like Gas and the heaters have just been here for too long, and I feel like another transformation of Gas is really just dragging out his character arc. I'm not necessarily sure we need more stuff with him. Now for the meat and potatoes, and that is Vegeta. Vegeta just straight up passes out on his feet, trying to hit Gas. As you can see, Gas is even kind of cowering. We've even got another shot over here of him flying in, and you can see that Gas is like covering his face. He's not ready to take this punch from Vegeta. And yet Vegeta, as we can see in the shot that I used for the thumbnail, just collapses right where he stands and doesn't get anything off. And I gotta say, I'm mad about this. Not just as a Vegeta fan, but as a Dragon Ball fan. I think this is lazy writing. I really do. And I don't understand the point of giving Vegeta a new form if he's just going to get his ass handed to him over and over again and is just going to recklessly endanger himself just so he can get off one kind of decent punch that, at the end of the day, hasn't done much more other than scare his opponents a little bit. That's it. They haven't done anything. So I'm rather annoyed about this. I do want to see more context before I get like truly upset as a Vegeta fan, but even just as a Dragon Ball fan right now, I think this is on the lazier side of writing. Especially with the same thing with Sports Force Spirit Fission just having happened. In the Moro arc, he got a new technique that was seemingly really important to the arc, was seemingly going to have a really big impact, and then nothing happened. I'm feeling the exact same way with Ultra Ego right now, and I'm feeling really disappointed. But again, we don't have the full chapter just yet, so until I can elaborate on those feelings, this is just what we have for now. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one, and on Monday, we will take a look at the chapter as a whole. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.